something to write with. We can write.
With the rip. Dean Larry, you got to load that one up. Hey, hey.
Oh, got a little wink action there.
Hey, and set. The Warriors in the state final.
And welcome to Sycamore High School tonight as the Mason Comets are taking on the Sycamore Aviators in the second to last home game of the season for the Aviators. To my right is my senior captain, Bob Wise, and I am Nick Helwig, head coach of the boys program.
Hello, how are you doing?
So, Bob, tell me a little about yourself real quick before the game gets going.
So I am a senior captain on the team. I've been playing since my sophomore year. I am a goalie. How long have you been coaching?
So this is my 12th year coaching. So I've been coaching my entire career here at the high school, and it looks like we are just about ready to drop the ball. Our officials tonight are actually a father-daughter duo, the Sullivan family.
Look at
Mark Sullivan, the lead referee, actually used to coach Sycamore back in the day, also coached Mason High School and Mason Swimming as well. So he's been around the water polo world for a long time. And coaching Mason tonight, we have Kata DeFossis. She's been coaching them for a couple years now, and head coach on the girls' side is Rachel Rust. She's a Princeton graduate. So we have a lot of former players in coaching getting ready to go. So Bob, what made you decide to start playing water polo?
Well, after I played soccer my freshman year, and it was fun, but I had always wanted to give water polo a try. I did a camp when I was really young, and so had a lot of fun and decided I'd give it a try, and I loved it.
Now, you also play lacrosse, is that right?
I do.
What position do you play in lacrosse?
I'm also a goalie. I've been playing that since the 3rd grade. Love that as well.
And we have our game ball, and we're ready to start.
And they're off. And Sycamore wins the swim off.
Number 26, Josie on the win. She's a brand new senior this year, formerly a cross-country runner, and then transferred over to water polo this year and has been one of their fast swimmers and scorers on the counterattack. That was a big shot by number 24, Ryan Carmody, on the inside. You can see her step up and take that big shot. Nice save by the Mason goalie. And right now they've got the 2-throw. It's basically a corner kick in soccer. It's for water polo, you start the throw at the 2-meter line. They cannot shoot on that free throw. Looking to drive on the inside, that foul happens. She cannot shoot. She's now inside that 5-meter line, cannot shoot on the foul. About 14 seconds left on shot clock. It's a turnover. Goalie has it. Mason ball. So what's going through that goalie's mind right now as their Sycamore player kicks up big for that shot?
So I think there's a lot of trying to read the shot as well. Got a little splash there. So there's a big aspect of trying to read the shot, especially in those shallow end pools. You can't commit wrong, or you're not gonna make it because it's jumping and it's a bigger goal. So there's a lot of that, and then you have to have a lot of quick thinking when to get the ball, and then
Sycamore does
shot
a good
clock
job.
said 0 there.
Yeah, did a great job of pressure on there. No foul, didn't let Mason move the ball down. Now Sycamore's on the counterattack, looking for that inside water pass. It's double team, gets the foul. And because she played the foul pass, which was Sycamore's ball, number 2 for Mason is excluded for 20 seconds. Fiona, because it was a free throw for Sycamore and she played the ball, not allowing Sycamore to play it, that ejection happens, and now Sycamore's up on the power play for 20 seconds. They work it around real quick. There's about 3 seconds left before she's going to come back in. So looking to take a shot, not rushing anything, taking their time. Gets to walk and fall. We're now back to even strength. About 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Shot happens, back corner. Ryan
Wonderful
Carmody.
goal by number 24, Ryan Carmody.
She made that shot look easy. Made that shot look nice and easy, hitting that side netting that shooters are looking for.
Here's a replay.
It's a good still frame of that pass across. She gets a nice corner. She bobs a little bit, but then picks it up, looks at that goal, and sees a nice wide open lane. And there's a quick steal by Ryan as well. She's moving up. She's got the goal, the defender on her back. She's looking for a driver. She sees Josie on the inside.
She moves over well so she can create space for those drivers coming through.
Another foul by Mason. No harm on these fouls. You get unlimited fouls on that way. That's just a free throw for Sycamore. Little errant pass, and number 16, Olivia, is able to make that steal and get it back to her goalie. So they're looking for the counterattack, moving the ball down the pool. They've got a girl wide open in the middle, number 2. Fiona's open on the break. She's double teamed. She gets the foul, but she cannot shoot. So it's her free pass inside that 5-meter line.
I think that was a good call going for Josie, and then she made a wonderful swim back to her man who, because the girl who had the ball couldn't shoot yet, so she had to get back to their passing options.
So Mason actually had gone up on the man up there. Ryan Carmody had committed a foul from behind, denying the girl the ability to shoot, so she was kicked out for 20 seconds. But the wide open girl didn't see the ball coming. A little hit off the nose and then right to the Sycamore goalie. Referee's calling for the ball out.
So after those fouls, what are the biggest strategies to go there on an offensive side?
On the foul, like low on that. So you're kind of looking forward to see what you can do. It looks like there's a slight injury timeout from the girl that did get hit. But on these fouls here, you're looking for a quick pass up. If it's not open, to take your time. You don't want to rush. You don't want to turn the ball right back over after you make that steal. So it's going to be right now. It's going to be Mason ball at half. As number 11, Riley subbed in for an injured number 10, Fabi on that one. She's the one that got hit in the face a little bit on that 6-on-5. She's smiling over there, so it looks like she's okay. Now we saw there, so number 16's fouled outside the 5 meters, so she's able to pick up that shot, the ball, and shoot immediately. She shoots a little high, but that's kind of a strategy a lot of players will do if they're being hard pressed under there to take that shot. There's an offensive or a contra foul on Sycamore, but Josie steals the ball right back. Is on the break, they've got a wide open Hannah Horn down the pool. Sees the girl coming, does a quick flip, but nothing. The goalie's ready for that one. So as a goalie, are you going to step out and try to steal that ball, or are you staying home on those type of shallow end?
So that one's always tricky. You have to see whether or not they're going to throw the ball a little too far. That's the biggest thing you're looking for, is that gap between the ball and the player. And then, especially when they're not looking, if you can catch them by surprise, you walk out a little bit and you can cut off their angle. And don't give them that time to react and go around you.
Mason had tried a really nice spin move on the outside, but ended up swimming into a bunch of traffic. So now it's a breakaway for Sycamore, but she loses the handle, and Mason's able to get the ball.
So is there anything you would have done differently in that situation instead of doing a little flip turn? Bring the ball back, and that gets it behind her head, and she was able to steal it away from her?
Yeah, a lot of players will make that turn because they feel like they need to protect the ball, and they actually put their defender between them and the goal. And that actually is a defensive strategy to get there. And so really what you're going to do is keep that defender on your back, take their time, and look to see if they can draw a foul from behind, which will be an ejection, or you're going to go try to score quickly as long as you can keep them on your back. Mason has the ball at the point. Very hard press by number 3, and a counter foul on the offense. Allows Sycamore to go on the counterattack. Pass up to number 15, Olivia, but she can't get a handle on it right away for that shot.
She protected that ball well. She kept it in front of her. She didn't spin around or bring it behind her head.
It's very hard in that shallow end to make that drive, too, because the goalie gets a stand on there. It's very hard to kind of get your legs under you quick enough to get that shot if you need to. Mason on defense doing a very good job of swarming that middle so they can't get an open, easy pass. So Sycamore's got to kind of look around for the outside pass or move around a little bit, open up some space for themselves. 4 seconds left on the shot clock. The shot goes high, and so now it's going to be the goalie ball. So you can watch real quick on the replay here. The shot clock's winding down. Number 12 passes the ball down. So they're working around a little bit. Shot clock's about to wind up, and just a high shot over the top of the cage. Number 12 does a nice move around her defender. The goalie has locked on her, and she can't get anything by the goalie, Sophie. We have a break from Olivia for Sycamore right here. She looks to get up. The goalie hands her up, and she slams it home.
There's not really much you can do as a goalie there, especially when they're inside, and if there isn't anyone on your back, they have all the time in the world.
So we'll be able to see that as Olivia is able to make the break in, and she's heading towards the goal. And so the goalie is just doing all she can, get her hands out, not much she can do, and Olivia slams the ball past to have Sycamore take a 2-0 lead. Mason's looking to counter here. About a minute 30 left in the quarter. Each team will rotate after each quarter, and you play 2 in the shallow end and 2 in the deep end. So that way goalies get a stand in one and not in the other. Nice steal by Sycamore, looking to lead Josie on the counterattack. She does have a defender on her right side, which is always hard to do. She pulls the ball out, protects the ball. Nice block by the goalie on that one.
I was. She was able to tip it out, and then it's now a 2-meter in the corner.
You can see here that number 12 really cuts off Sycamore's angle, and that kind of prevents the ball from going further. Goalie's all ready. Just tips it high and outside for a corner throw by Sycamore. Both teams have seen each other multiple times this season. With only really about 10 teams in state for the girls, they'll see each other about 4 to 5 times a season. They see each other at tournaments in Cincinnati or across the state. Long shot, easily handled by the goalie. There's about 30 seconds left in the quarter, and Sycamore looking to move the ball up, about 20 seconds on the shot clock. We're down to 20 seconds left in the quarter. Sycamore's looking not to waste time, look to try to get the ball down, look for a shot if there is one. They don't have to shoot.
Good patience played by Sycamore.
About 3 seconds, 2, 1. Last second pass up. And that's quarter. Sycamore has a 2-0 lead as we go into the break between the first and second quarter.
Put the keys down, Kevin.
But I'm gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
My text to emoji ratio has gotten a little out of hand.
A little?
Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.
And we're back at the beginning of the second quarter. The Aves are up 2-0 over the Mason Comets. It's been a pretty even matched quarter so far, but that absolutely all can change very quickly. It's a very fast-paced, quick-moving sport.
So I was just checking the standings for the girls' state on this. Actually, Sycamore and Mason have only met up once, and that was actually at Mason. Sycamore ended up winning that game 10-5. Currently, Mason is ranked 6th in state, and Sycamore is just right above them at 5. Kind of rounding out the top teams here, you have Upper Arlington in first place. They've been undefeated in Ohio this season. Right behind them is Worthington and Kilbourne. They have not been up at the top in a while, so it's great to see them. They're at 17-2. You have Cincinnati Mavericks, which is kind of a conglomerate team here in Cincinnati for girls that do not have a high school team to play for. Then you have Napoleon from up north, and then Sycamore. So it's going to be a tight grouping here at state in just a couple weeks. Sycamore wins that swim off. Sycamore's in the green caps and Mason in the white caps. Unlike a lot of other sports, the home team is actually dark in water polo. It throws off a lot of people, especially if they're new, kind of watching the scoreboard and see home and the white team. They're used to that. Baseball and I believe hockey also is in white for home teams.
I believe hockey, yeah, it is. That was absolutely one of the ones that got me when I first came into the sport. Nice save by number 24, Ryan Carmody.
Ryan Carmody put herself in
steal.
a really nice position to make that steal. It's in a position called passing lanes where she is between herself and
Great save for the Mason goalie.
Very good save. She makes a great save on that breakaway, and then commits a 5-meter penalty by overplaying the ball and pushing the ball under. So Ryan had made the nice steal, made the way down, and the goalie just played it right away. So now it's a 5-meter shot. So that is actually one penalty on the goalie, and you only get 3 a game, or you're sitting on the bench with the coach for the rest of it. Another big save by the goalie. You don't see that too often. We've actually seen more this year, I think, more penalty saves as players are trying to find angles or skip shots to put it inside of the upper corner. So as a goalie, when you see that penalty shot coming, what is going through your mind right before the whistle blows?
Well, it's very similar to a penalty kick in soccer where most of the time it's a guess. Sometimes you can take an educated guess if you can read the person well, or if they're looking one way, or especially the big trick is when they're going to look one way and then half the time they're shooting the other.
Sycamore making their move back down here after Mason was not able to convert a shot on that. And after a great save on the 5-meter, great save on the breakaway, goalie kind of mishandled that one a little bit, tried to go with one hand and a little bank shot in.
I think she was getting ready for the pass across, and then Hannah Horn just fired it by her on the left side.
It's not an angle that you typically see a shot come and that goalie's locked on you, so yeah, I think she might not have been ready for that. Sycamore's up 3-0 with 5 minutes and 37 seconds left in the second quarter. Each quarter is 7 minutes long. Tournaments are about 6, but when you get to these dual matches, it's 7 minutes for each quarter. And the clock stops on every whistle. Good double team by Josie and Lindsay on that one, preventing the player from making a move. Josie's on the counterattack coming down. See if Mason goalie can make another big stop. This time Josie hits the upper right corner on that wide shot. So right now Sycamore's starting to pull away. Good solid defense usually kind of starts that. You kind of watch the defenders as they're able to press, and then it allows Josie to steal that ball and make her way down to shoot and score in the upper right-hand corner. And another quick steal. This
can be the most disheartening thing for a goalie is you need to see, even if they do come down and they do score, is you need to see your team coming back and trying their best.
And a steal and another goal by number 24, Ryan Carmody. She gets that steal right off the restart. And that's a killer to a team. And the coach is taking a timeout, trying to regroup the girls. You can kind of see Ryan fakes the pass across. Goalie has to make the choice. Do I make the save? Right, locked her down, or am I trying to cheat on that pass? In this case, Ryan faked the pass and shot and scored.
Those are always the hardest ones, the 1 and 2v0s, and you don't know whether or not they're going for it, if they're going to make that pass over.
And so Sycamore's jumped out to a 5-0 lead with this timeout with about 5 minutes left in the second quarter. Both teams are starting to gear up for the end of the season. They've got the girls' state playoffs at the state tournament coming up in about 3 weeks. There's a Milford tournament coming up this weekend. Then there is a JV Champs weekend, which is October 10th. And then the weekend after that, I believe this is the 19th, is the girls' state tournament being held at Princeton High School. And it's always, you never know who's going to win that one. Cincinnati Mavericks last year came out on top over UA. So this has been back and forth. So all the teams this year are pretty bunched up in that middle grouping. So really anybody could kind of make their way to that final game.
It's always a toss-up.
We're about ready to resume play. Masons gets the setup on offense. The ball will be taken beyond half, so they can be the player at half, any player, or the goalie. Goalie's not allowed to move beyond half. though the FINA, which is a international organization, and USA Water Polo, which is a club organization, has now passed a rule that goalies can go past half, so they can take 5-meter shots. They can go up and be normal field players all the way up to the goal. Otherwise, right now, high school cannot. A quick turnover, another counterattack. Ryan's looking across, looks for the inside water. Not a lot there. Mason is able to get all the way back to cover up on that.
That was good coverage where they just kind of came in and swarmed her and got the ball over.
Mason looking to answer right now. It's 5-0, just breaking that wall. That first goal wall is hard to do, and then you can always keep building up for that. You just got to keep chipping away. An ejection called to number 15. She was impeding number 7 for Mason, not letting her drive, and so she's going to the corner for 20 seconds. That was Olivia on the ejection. A nice shot by number 16 for Mason, but defense is able to get that, get the ball back to the goalie, and the player comes back in. No harm on that foul. You guys see here, they fake the pass, hard pressure, gets wide open the center at the 5-meter line. Just happens to bar out in that shot. Another nice save by the Mason goalie. You can kind of see two different colored lines and cones, especially from that higher angle goal. You can see her making the pass from the 5-meter line, that yellow line. Kind of notes where you cannot shoot after foul, and the goalie makes another good save. And there's a turnover foul there. Ryan got her hand up, trying to make a turn, got her hand up high, which is not allowed on offense, and it's now Mason ball. Sycamore's done a very good job of preventing that ball from being played in the middle, and it's forcing it high and allowing them to double team those players and not have anything down low, and then get a break open to Ryan. Another big save by the Mason goalie. Not a whole lot of room. Shot off the bar, hits the defender's head, and then looks like she might be coming out for just a minute.
Yeah, I think that one went right off her face and stopped that shot.
That's never what you want to see. There's not a lot of body parts exposed in water polo, so your head is the one that gets hit often. So you can kind of see Ryan here's on the breakaway. She goes, great save. She's able to get it back from the goalie. Ryan steps out. She looks to take a shot off the crossbar and then off the field player's head, but then the defense comes up the offense comes with the ball and makes the shot, the score, make it 6-0 right now.
And those are the times where it proves to get back and make sure you're covering back, even if there's no shot of getting there. But if the goalie's able to make a save or if there's a rebound, then you have a shot of making it.
Yeah, that'll frustrate a coach a lot, especially if the goalie makes a big save, but no one's back there to help her out. Another good save. This goalie,
she is covering the inside pipe so well.
And that's as field players, you've got to kind of adjust. You got to see that she's able to make that nice long reach and make that save. She's made it easily the last 3 or 4 shots down. And so Sycamore, if they're going to put any more points on the board, have got to figure out either to work the ball around, take your time, or make that shot under her arm. It's an ordinary foul committed on Sycamore, so it's Mason's free throw. Number 2, Fiona's looking for an open player. It was good defense. No foul happening. Running down the shot clock down to 5. 1 second left on the shot clock. She's outside the 5, lobs it in, and it is bar and in. So it looked like she was going to throw a rocket and just lofted it right above the goalie's head. So you're going to be able to see right here, she gets fouled just outside that yellow line, that 5-meter line. Sees the foul, sees the goalie up, and just lobs it right above. The goalie, thinking it being a hard shot, kind of jumps a little early and gets beat a little bit down that. So how would you defend lobs? I know shallow end is something that you guys don't work too much on, but lobs, when you see that coming, what is the goal you're going to do? So
shallow ends, especially from a little bit of distance, is you want to make sure you're taking your time and you're waiting to actually see the shot coming in. A lot of goalies will get jumpy and start shooting and start jumping and flailing their arms a little early to try and block the shot, but it's best to stay patient and to make sure you're seeing the ball.
Great defense by Mason, running out the shot clock on Sycamore. allows Mason to move the ball off the pool. They've had a couple good consecutive stops now, so if they can start building some momentum here, they might keep chipping away at that Sycamore lead. They just can't turn that ball over. You can see there's a lot of pressure going on the inside as the 2-meter and the 2-meter guard are wrestling for position, which is allowed right now if they're trying to kind of jockey for where they're at. As long as they continue to move and swim, that kind of wrestling is allowed. Foul inside, cannot shoot. That's why they're able to just kind of drop off her. That's actually a pretty smart move. A little dump on the end of the shot clock. Goalie now has to go all the way over to the corner to get it before she can throw the ball.
Gives that defense a little bit of time to get back and set up for the goalie.
Nice steal by number 11, Riley. She's got a breakaway. She's got a defender coming up on her right side, so she's got to make sure she can step over and not lose that ball. She makes a spin, and by spinning right there, she put that defender between her and the goal. Didn't have a good shot. If she should have been able to kind of slide over a little bit, might have had a harder shot, but the goalie makes a nice block on that and is able to move the ball up really quickly. You can see she did a spin. She puts her defender between her, and the defender just gets her arm enough to slow down that shot. Little errant shot by Sycamore, and that's Mason's ball. Night's kind of descending on, get a little dark in here.
It is, as we're coming into the final 20 seconds of the first half.
Good pressure by Sycamore right here, not fouling. She's showing her hands, I'm not reaching, I'm not reaching. Okay, it's a forced number 2 Fiona to try to make that little dump pass. 7 seconds left in there, wide open girl. Little miscommunication allowed for number 12, Gabby, to get herself open and make that shot. You guys see right here, Sycamore gets caught watching the play happening up top, and they lose track of the girl as she drives in the middle. Wide open shot to that upper corner. Long end of quarter shot, easily handled by the Mason goalie. So Mason's able to chip away at that lead. It's now 6-2 going into the second half. We'll have 2 more 7-minute quarters left to go. Sycamore is looking to hold on to their lead or build to it, and Mason's looking to chip away on that. Next you have Sycamore boys versus Mason boys. These teams have not seen a lot of each other either. I think they've only seen each other once this season as well. Even though they're just right up the road, they have not seen a lot of each other.
What to expect when you're expecting a teenager.
Today we're talking about how to wake up your teen, and this works literally every time.
Good kisses. Good kisses. You heard how loud
I heard. It wasn't you. Yeah. It was the...
Is that bacon?
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Get it.
Get it. Get it.
Get it. Get it.
Get it. Get it.
She'll get it.
Get it. Get it.
When you bring home a Goodwill find, you give your whole town a reason to celebrate because you're also funding local job training and placement programs in tech, healthcare, and more. Goodwill. Bring good home.
Sometimes the things we do or say can make others feel hurt, excluded, or isolated. Everything you say and do creates an impact.
How am I supposed to save the whole world?
You can't think about saving the world. You have to think about saving one person.
Because of you, someone's entire life can change. You don't have to be a superhero to have a positive impact.
Friends?
Friends.
And welcome back to the Sycamore Aquadrome. We are just starting into the third quarter, about 30 seconds in. Mason's controlling the ball right now. They're moving to our right in the white caps. Good swarm defense. No team is allowed to play that ball under the water if you take it out of the field of play. It is called a ball under, and Sycamore is able to do that because it was Mason's possession and leaves Olivia open for a fast break heading down the right post, and the goalie's made a bunch of those saves. Let's see if she can make another one. This time Olivia buries in the upper corner, now making it 7-2 early into the third quarter. Maybe I will see that Sycamore's able to make that steal, give a nice lead pass up to number 15, Olivia, as she picks the ball up, sees the goalie's hands, and able to make it in the upper right-hand corner.
And you can kind of see while she's swimming down, she's checking her surroundings when she was looking back on each stroke to make sure she could see her defender behind her, make sure she wasn't coming in too close and she could get that full shot.
Mason looking for an open pass here, looking for someone to make a cut or move to get a closer shot. Ball is moving down to the wing. Good pressure by Sycamore to push up against the wall. Ball hits the wall. It's out of bounds. Sycamore ball. See a nice lead pass up to Hannah Horn. She doesn't look at the goal, twirls a little bit. Had she probably set herself, she had a lot of time to set herself. I think she rushed a little bit on making that shot. She could have had, a nice goal, wide open cage. A lot of these girls play in the off season for different club teams or on Olympic development programs, something like that. And so there's definitely a high level water polo that can be played and skills that are learned. So sometimes just that simple, slow, and steady can work out well. Another steal by Sycamore on a forced turnover. Olivia's coming down that right side. She sees Josie wide open across cage. She has time and buries it low corner this time. Not much that goalie can do.
And Sycamore is one of the few pools in the area that does have a shallow end, so it does give us a bit of an advantage over some other teams where goalies won't be used to it, and it's just it's a little bit of a different game. It's a lot more about your net presence and intimidation and trying to predict where their shot's going.
With 5 minutes left in the third quarter, Sycamore has now increased their lead by
Sophie
6.
Campbell.
8-2. Yeah, now Mason's going to start looking for a lot more shots, testing the goalie. Downside of that is that gives Sycamore the ability to counterattack and get that quick goal. And with it being such a big goal in the shallow end, if one on nobody, it's very hard to make those saves. Almost identical to the goal we just had a little bit earlier, where coming down the right side, goalie's hands are up, not much else she can do. They put it right under her arm, and you can see the frustration on the goalie. She's trying to figure out what she can do, hoping the team can kind of control that ball a little more.
And in those situations, it's nothing on the goalie. There's just not a lot to do.
Sycamore can look to slow the ball down. There's an ejection, a foul from behind as number 9 was looking to make a move. Number 9 for Mason is able to draw the ejection, which is a stat that a lot of colleges look to see what you can kind of do against your defender. Sycamore has the defense in very low, but a high, hard presser. Lob shot off the crossbar by number 12, Gabby. Just could not find a good seam to make that shot. Sycamore moving the ball up the pool on the right side. Not a whole lot of room, so she'll take her time. Good pressure by number 7. Catch on that one. Only about 2 seconds left in the shot clock. A long, high shot goes wide. Now for defenders, that actually is a good, kind of a blessing, because a long shot like that allows the coach to throw the ball in, whereas a dump, they've got to kind of go over get it. You see a 3-on-0 here. Sycamore is looking to counter on shots. Nothing that goalie can do.
There's really nothing. There's a 3v0 in there. You kind of looking back on it, it was a great look by the goalie, good pass, good look over, because you can see number 12 had a girl coming back up on her right shoulder, and so she passed it up and dumped it in.
And not much you can do. I mean, number 12 had options on both her right and left side to get help, so the goalie kind of has to stick in the middle, can't cheat one way or the other. Mason's been pushed up pretty high this game, well outside the 5-meter, about the 7-meter for every time they're starting possession. Not much they can do. That means their 2 meters are also then at the 5. That's a lot of room for the goalie to read a shot coming. Like that shot high from the 9-meter, gives Sophie, the goalie, an easy read, an easy block down as well. And Sycamore's kept up the intensity as it's now 10-2 with 3 minutes left in the third quarter, looking for the shot, not looking to back down. Big rivalry game, especially after last week's soccer was the Mason week for soccer and football. Unfortunately, Sycamore dropping both of those. And a shot on the buzzer by number 18, Emma, on that little backhand flicker in. Yeah, see here, she gets a little break. She has a little room. She sees his backhand, kind of flips it right past the goalie. So the girls are looking to take a little revenge for the soccer team and the football team.
I think so. They have not let up at all. They are pressuring very high, which can slow down and waste the time on the shot clock for the other team, as well as slow the game down for them as well.
And then those high steals like that allows for the counterattack to happen. You can kind of see here that steal up top allowed 2 players for Sycamore to make the break. It's a little long pass by number 4, Grace, on that one, as she was looking to connect with Lindsay on that, number 12. Mason decides to really work on getting that ball lower on offense, so they're not getting that ball turned over so high.
It's a nice double team in for a call for a ball under.
Okay. So number 11 made a smart play there. She was able to keep pressure on and forced a turnover as well. So now they're looking for an open player, getting the ball down the pool. Mason's looking for a shot. They see number 2 open on the far right side. Fiona's looking for something, looking for a foul here, so maybe take a shot. She does have that back left corner open, though, if she's half underwater. I don't know if she can see that. 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Lob back corner. Number 2, Fiona, is able to get Mason back on the board. They're down 11-3. Once again, though, these games can be very high scoring, so if you can't let up on the defense. Sycamore makes this foul here. She sees that back corner open. Little lob up and over Sophie, and into the back corner.
And those are so hard for goalies, because even from those distances, a lot of goalies will come out a little bit to take off their angle, but that does put them a lot farther away from the goal to defend that lob.
A lot of coaches will teach, force the team to make the lob shot as a lower percentage shot, because you've got to kind of just feed it above the girl and then below the bar. You can see right there, so hard pressure by number 9 is able to draw the turnover. She's looking on the break, and number 2, Fiona, is looking to get herself open, but just swims by it just a little, didn't see the pass coming.
Number 1, Sophie's looking to move the ball up the pool.
Long pass, but once again, girls just are not reading that pass. Number
21, Emma.
And a big save.
Big save.
There's a nice shot by number 2. Big save by the Sycamore goalie, Sophie. And unfortunately, the rebound went directly to Mason's number 12, Gabby, on that one, who just slammed the ball home. Mason continuing to chip away at that lead. You can see right here, nice block. Goes right over. She's able to slam it home. Sycamore's got to look to not turn over the ball. They've had a couple possessions right in a row where they've not been able to work the ball down and use the clock. There's only 40 seconds left in the quarter. Mason's not looking to give up. They're looking to keep going. Sycamore's got to continue to press and continue to attack. Sycamore's got a driver coming up the middle. That was a great move, wide open drive, and the defenders collapse on her, but because she had goal side, is now a 5-meter penalty shot. So number 18 drew that penalty as both defenders had come from behind. Had they kind of got in front of her, would be able to stop, but since they're behind, are called for the penalty. And number 12, Lindsay, will take the shot. So the referee right now is telling the defending girls they need to scoot back a little bit. They have to be outside the posts. And Lindsay on the whistle picks the ball up, shoots upper corner. It's textbook what coaches tell them to do on their shots.
And this one is even harder for goalies just because you have to keep your back on the line or your hips on the line. And so that takes away any real angle that you can take off. So it's all a guessing game.
And that shallow end goal is 8 feet off the bottom, whereas in the deep end, it's only about 3 feet, about a meter off the water. Just because the goalie can stand and use the bottom. And so that, they take away the advantage as much as they can for the goalie. Another long shot, another good save as the clock is winding down. We're down to 0. Sycamore leads 12-4 heading into the fourth quarter here at Sycamore High School. And you can see here's where the game will be replayed Tuesday night, 11 p.m. on Spectrum Channel 17 and Fioptics 847. You can catch it tomorrow night as well at 8 p.m. Yeah, so the girls will be on, and then right after that will be the boys' game. So the way things here happen at water polo, you have usually the girls' JV team followed by the boys' JV team, girls' varsity, then boys' varsity. So you see both games right back to back, just like they are happening live. You can watch the excitement all over again. You can never get enough water polo.
Never can.
So Mason, coach, right now is trying to really kind of regroup the girls, get them kind of fired up on here. You've got 7 minutes left. It's still a lot of water polo to get themselves open, trying to figure out. They were able to get a couple goals that quarter, and they want to continue to work the ball down. They're now shooting at that shallow end, so a goalie standing, but it does provide that bigger goal for them to shoot high on the goalie.
And it does bring the Mason goalie back to where she was excelling in and just was really shutting down. And I don't think that energy was ever really an issue for Mason in this game. They've seemed to put in a lot of pressure and have never really backed down at all.
Yeah, they continue to stay fired up, and so Sycamore's got to be smart. They got to use the clock. Clock will be, they want to work the ball around. They don't need to run and gun on here. Use the clock, and they're up 8 here, so they don't want to let Mason get in, because as soon as you let a team get in, especially your big rival, that's going to fire them up. Just a couple weeks ago, Sycamore was down a big number to number 2 in the state, St. X, and it was just chipping away until all of a sudden Sycamore ties the game towards the end of it and takes the number 2 team in state to overtime just because they continue to play and continue pressure. So their team's never out as long as you're able to keep chipping away. But you got to make sure you can't turn over the ball. Use all your possessions as best you can.
Absolutely.
We are about to start the fourth quarter. Sycamore wins the swim-off. The clock actually does not start until the player plays ball, so the whistle happens, and if no one touches that ball, no one starts. And actually, one of my first years coaching, there was a team, Kilbourne, that they never swam off. They just stayed back on defense, and so in one quarter, I told our girls they couldn't swim off, so the referee blew the whistle, dropped the ball, and the ball floated there for a good 45 seconds. Neither team going to get the ball until one of our girls kind of couldn't take it anymore and swam up and got it. Big outside shot.
Absolute rocket from number 19. up into that upper left corner.
Simone looking the whole time, looking kind of be a shooter. She winds up, she gets the pass, has time. She sees the goalie's not paying attention that much and rips it to that upper corner. Sycamore has a very hard pressure right off the restart, and that denies teams the ability to kind of move the ball, and you can kind of see the offender gives a little push. Now, number 20 cannot shoot. It was her free throw. She was not live to shoot. She's got to pass the ball, which she does to a streaking number 3, Hannah Horn. Goalie again, that right side.
Shutting down that inside.
She has got that covered. And that is here's a replay of this, the shot, but it's almost a replay every time. That right corner, the girls think they have it. They make that shot, and she's able to get her arm over and make the block every time that she's done that. And Hannah's back with the ball. She's kind of got room. She's looking just off the back post on that lob. So she faked and faked, knew that she had that locked down, so she's hoping for that back door. Good high pressure by Sycamore here, not allowing Mason to work the ball down, not allowing them to counterattack. Hey, no foul here, so she's let the clock run down to 15 already on the shot clock left. So Simone has done a great job here. No foul, she's not reaching. There's 8 seconds left, so she took off 22 seconds on that.
Great fingertip save.
Yeah, that looked like it was going back corner, and she was able to get just a little tip on a nice lead pass down in the corner, not giving any rest to Mason. You guys see here, she steps out, back lob. It's a nice fingertip down, and defender scoops the ball up. We got 5 minutes left in the quarter. Sycamore's leading 13-4. Mason looking to try to gain some momentum. Sycamore has been pressuring them the whole game, very high, not allowing them to make their moves down low. See right here, showing no hands. I'm not holding. Yeah, it can't go anywhere. Ball still has just now crossed half. Ejection call. Looks like it was a little extra holding on the inside. She's wide open. Another big save by the Sycamore goalie. You guys see ejection happen, passing wide open. Number 9, she takes the shot, and the Sycamore goalie is able to just knock the ball away. Little spin move, try to top. She goes back the other way, gets the defense on her back. Wide open 2 meter, another long outside shot. This one easily handled by the goalie.
And she, after a shot has happened, and if a goalie hits it and it goes behind the goal line, it will be awarded to the other team on the 2 meter.
That was a hard shot, but so far out that the goalie has time to read what's happening, read the shot, and it being a little more in the center, is able to easily handle that to the outside. There's about 20 seconds left on the shot clock, so shot clock does reset on any shot. Wide open inside. Hannah Horn finds the back of the net on a little backhand. Sycamore now leads 14-4 on the backhand pass. Hannah got herself wide open on the inside. And just a little miscommunication on who's guarding. She's able to bring the ball up and around and right past the outstretched hands of the goalie. Sycamore subbing in. And that pressure once again. So Mason has got to release really quickly to try to relieve that pressure on the high. I mean, right now both teams have been kind of stuck at that half, the pressure. Number 9 gets some position, but the help comes from the wing. Sycamore ball, 3 minutes and 30 seconds left in this game. Up next you have number 3 Sycamore versus number 14 Mason. Sycamore boys team is 12-7 in Ohio this season, coming off some impressive wins, looking to continue on. Mason is 1-19. They're looking to kind of stop that. And just like in baseball, you can never count out a team. You got to always play through every game. Two-meter throw. Another block by the goalie. Another 2-meter throw. So every time she's able to get that left hand up on that ball really quickly. Looking for a little motion on the inside, looking for someone open. Now she can hold the ball once the ball's in play, once the clock's running. She can hold the ball for the entire shot clock if she wanted to. She can't shoot. Now she can because she's got the ball back pass to her. Good move on the inside. Crossbar again. Mason ball, 2 minutes and 45 seconds left in the game. Okay, I see the save and the post here on the replay, so the corner throw happens. She'll get herself live so she can become a shooter again. Like the pass, there's the first save. You get another corner throw. Then Hannah makes a spin and just hits it off the crossbar and out. Defense gathers that ball.
And I think another thing is for every goalie is your net presence and how you're staying big and everything. And I think she's very knowledgeable about how she's baiting one way and how she knows that people are going to be trying to take that inside post. And so she's absolutely worked on that, getting on the inside.
Yeah, I think confidence-wise, her confidence, even though they've scored 14 times on her, she's made some very serious blocks. And as a coach, that's one thing you got to kind of enforce is like, you've had a lot of 1 on nobodies, 2 on nobodies, 3 on nobodies, but you've made some really big saves.
Absolutely.
And so just keep building off of that until we get into the state playoffs. And so with this win, Sycamore will kind of secure the series. Had Mason one that kind of ties the series up, and that plays into the rankings. And so Sycamore will make sure they're staying ahead of Mason with this win here. Little errant throw, trying to get into the 2-meter. Defense is going to look to keep adding some goals on to, keep coming up closer, not coming down, not backing down at all. Nice little spin move by number 2 for Mason. Fiona looking for some help. She's got a hard pressure on the defense. Long outside shot. So you see a lot of players, they'll put their hands up and throw their arms up and say, I'm not touching you, but they're still leaning on the player. And any part of your body, if you're impeding or not allowing the player to play offense, is that foul of impeding. And so that's where a lot of players are like, but I didn't touch my hands weren't up, even though their chest is now sinking them completely under the water.
Some ejection on the Comets.
It's a nice drive by number 15 for Sycamore. Getting inside water, getting between 2 defenders. They pull her back on her, and they earn the man up. So now they've got 20-second power play.
Especially as the clock is starting to wind down a lot more now. They're taking their time, waiting for their shot.
So this is interesting. Something very unique to water polo is even though the last player to touch that was a Mason player, it was not the goalie. So even the ball goes over the end line, it is Mason ball. So unlike soccer, which would have been a corner kick, it is Mason's ball. So only the goalie can cause a corner throw to happen on those. And so defensive field blocks are great. The downside to those is if you have your hand back enough, you can always lift it up a little bit over your goalie. Just a little lob. So we've seen that happen a couple times throughout the year.
So do you think if a Mason player has possession of the ball and she throws it over her own goal line, would they still get the ball back?
No, if it's intentionally thrown over, then it is.
Okay, so it's that purposeful action. Correct.
Yeah, so a field block, right? Or if you have a seal and I pressure you outside that line, then it becomes our ball. But yeah, so if it's an unintentional block or an unintentional over the end line, then yes. Good move on the inside by number 12, Lindsay for Sycamore, but the Mason goalie is right there again. Now with 2 seconds left. Last second shot falls low.
That's game with Sycamore winning 14 over the Mason Comets with 4.
I think that goalie for Mason really kept that game closer than it could have been without her in there.
Absolutely.
Up next, you have the Sycamore boys, coached by myself, Nick Helwig, and captained by Bob Wise. And our announcers for the next game will be 2 of the girls' coaches coming over.